This video is proudly sponsored by Gamersgate. Download games anytime, anywhere. Visit Gamersgate.com.
Welcome to Elder Geeks Elder Speak. Today is Wednesday, July 18th, 2012. My name is Randy Icenhancer, editor of ElderGeek.com. Today in the background of the show, you're actually going to be seeing more gameplay footage of Skyrim, just the super modded version that I've been playing lately. Really haven't been playing too much else. The Steam sales, of course, have been incredibly tempting, but I've been good so far and haven't bought too much. But anyway, this is what I'm playing for the moment, and I just kind of figured I would share. Going to keep the show a little bit short today, just working on some other projects at the moment, and I don't want to rob you guys of another show, so here we go. Today is actually a big day for PC gamers out there, especially PC gamers who also happen to be modders, because the let me probably say this the correct way. The iCEnhancer, the final edition for GTA 4, has been released today. It looks absolutely beautiful. It makes Liberty City look almost like a real world, and it's almost night and day compared to the original Grand Theft Auto 4. So it's definitely something you must check out. And even if you're not a PC gamer, this is totally something you want to, take a look at just to see what can be done, even with, even through the modding community, to see what actually can be done. And the reason why this is such a big news item is because today also happens to be the day that GTA 4 is on sale on Steam. So you can pick up GTA 4, you can enhance the crap out of it, and for like less than $10, you have what is most likely one of the most beautiful games that exists on the planet. Plus, it's GTA 4. It's a ton of fun. You can't really argue with that. Another big preview actually came out today for Metro Last Light, and this isn't really so much of a news story, but more of a, oh my gosh, this looks so amazing, please stop what you're doing and go check it out. I typically don't get super excited about first-person shooters coming out because I feel like they've all been super bland, but I think most of you realize how I feel about Metro because I did my video review for Metro last year, and it's just a gorgeous game, and it's unlike almost any other shooter out there. And if Metro Last Light is anything like the original, I'm just going to love it to pieces. So I'm going to throw up a link for the next video, or for the preview, for the trailer for Metro Last Light. I invite you to go and check that out right now. In other news, and this is probably going to be the biggest news item of the day, is BioWare's producer, the executive producer for Star Wars The Old Republic, Rich Vogel, is no longer with BioWare. Now, this is amongst a mass of layoffs coming from BioWare, and based on the article that Gamasutra had put out, it's not entirely clear if he was laid off or if he just left the company, but this is just kind of all-around bad news for Star Wars The Old Republic. The Old Republic actually started off as a super strong MMO, but then just quickly lost a lot of paid subscribers. And even now, EA/BioWare are looking to turn the game into a free-to-play model game, which is not long at all after the release. I mean, we're looking at it's July, so 7 months after release? That's terrible. And it's almost a shame for everybody who paid full price for the game. But Rich Vogel left the company, and if anybody doesn't know about him, he is a huge name in MMO worlds. He was involved in one of my favorite, if not my favorite, MMO of all time, Ultima Online. He was involved in Star Wars Galaxies, which is also high up there on my list. And, he was involved for a very long time with Sony Online Entertainment. So it's sad to see him go. It's, we'll try to keep an eye on it and see where he goes from here. But again, it's not looking so bright for the future of Star Wars The Old Republic. And in lighter news, just to kind of round things out today, just like I said, keeping the show a little bit shorter today, for all of you 80s gamers out there like me, if for everybody that remembers the game Genie, it's back, but it's not by Galoob. Game Genie apparently is made specifically for the PS3. It's a USB device that you basically plug into your PS3, and you can pop it in and out from your PC and back to your PS3, where you can actually modify save files for games like Batman, Arkham City, Final Fantasy 13-2, Elder Scrolls Skyrim, etc., etc. Now, of course, they're trying to do their best to make sure that this doesn't goof up anything with anybody's online games, but for offline single-player games, Game Genie is now and back, and it's ready for your cheating needs. However, I don't think it's ever going to be quite the same, considering, I don't know, considering what the game Genie used to be back in the 80s with the NES, it's kind of hard to see anything be the game Genie ever since then. But I don't know. After we were talking for a little bit yesterday about the Ouya, and we were talking a little bit about the future of consoles. I don't know, the next generation of consoles, there's a lot of people out there that are really reluctant to actually have the next generation of consoles. A lot of people think that graphically we're fine. A lot of people think that gameplay that we're fine. But then there's also a large people out there that are very afraid of another console coming out because of the price of another console. Because it's going to be another $500 or at least $400 for the next iteration of gaming consoles. But my question to you is, in the next wave of gaming consoles, which consoles are you going to buy? And I'm not asking this in some kind of fanboyish kind of thread. I don't want to start Sony's going to be better, or Microsoft is going to be better, or Wii's going to be great because it's innovative, or anything like that. I'm not trying to start that debate. What I'm actually trying to find out is which brand have you fallen into liking with? Which one do you trust your money with in the next generation of gaming? Which one, if this were Vegas, which one would you put your money on in being the most successful, or the one where you're going to have the most fun with next generation? So again, not trying to start up a flame war here. Please, for the love of all, just keep the flaming to a minimum. But personally, I've been a PC gamer my entire life, so I'm probably going to continue to be a PC gamer. But out of the gate, of the ones that, say Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo released all their consoles on the same day, I don't know. When I was growing up, I was a huge Nintendo fan. I grew up with an Atari, and then I got the NES and then the Super NES instead of doing the Master System and the Genesis. But then after that, I've always been kind of a multi-console kind of guy. I had the N64 and the PlayStation 1, and I think the only generation where I didn't have much crossover was the PS2 era. I didn't have an Xbox, but now I have a 360 and a PS3 and a Wii. But I don't know. I think if I only had the money to buy one console next generation on, say I only had enough money to buy one console, I think I'd probably put my money on Sony. And I don't think it's because I feel like they've done anything right, but just because I'm thinking to myself, I don't want to pay anything for any online services. Online services are going to be a big thing for me next generation, I'm sure. And Nintendo doesn't seem to be promising that much in terms of online services. And I've never really loved the price tag on Xbox Live. So that's it. That was my 2 cents. I'm not saying that the next iteration of Microsoft is going to stink. I'm not saying that the Wii U is going to stink. And I'm not saying that the next PlayStation is going to stink. I'm just saying, if in that hypothetical situation, if I only could buy one console on that release day, if they all happen at the same time, I think I'd put my money on Sony. But anyway, what about you? What are your thoughts? Thanks so much, everybody, for tuning in. As always, you can follow me on Twitter at RandyIssenchak. You can also follow me on Facebook at elder-geek.com. You can follow eldergeek.com on Twitter at eldergeek.com. As always, be sure to hit us up on the main site at elder-geek.com. Follow us here on YouTube. And as always, I will talk to you all tomorrow.